raising 8,000 millionaires. That's teach worldwide. Okay, the core values: continuous learning, practice, training, and raising other financially independent world changers. Help me turn to your neighbor. Tell your neighbor, good morning. Tell your neighbor, about what is your name? Oh? I beg know your neighbor's name. Oh. And, you know, whenever you wake up in the morning, you can carry your hands, you can carry your legs. There's so much already God is expecting you to do as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, as an investor. So much, because the world is waiting for you to discover yourself, develop yourself, and deploy yourself in the marketplace. There are giftings, vitality, fidelity, a lot already embedded in you. So we can't stop talking about being an entrepreneur, an investor, and a business person, because there's so much abundance waiting for me and you to just go to the marketplace with our values. And we started a class a few days ago, and we are wrapping up today. I thought we did a good job yesterday, but when I went back home, I saw that there's so much work to be done. And it's about never to chase anything, but radiate value. So the idea is that you should never chase anything, but never chase anything at all. Anything, rather, but radiate value. Okay? So, but radiate value. Today is part 4, and today is dated of 1/2026. Okay? And subtopic says true labor is not of the hands, but of the consciousness of the mind. So, true labor is not of the hands, okay, but of the consciousness of the mind. So the real work, no be hands. The real work na mind. So if you refuse to do the mind work and you rush and engage in the physical work, you end up struggling as if the world is coming to an end. So the secret of you have to outline the secret law of effortless wealth. Outlines. It's just a short one, but you have to so the secret law of effortless wealth. Number 2 outline we have is the thinking substance, which is the true source of wealth. The thinking substance. Which is the true source of wealth. Okay, so okay, I need my mic, Chairman. I need mic. Thank you so much. God bless you. So, okay. The thing is that we established so many facts that a lot of people, they seem to work so hard physically, but they still end up lack, poverty. What is the problem? So far that the people worship hard work. They think if I engage more physically, that I'll become super wealthy and rich, but it's not true. The reverse is the case. If you actually look around, the super rich and wealthy, we don't do physical work. We don't do more of physical work. We do of mental work. You look around, the poorest people around us, there are people that engage physically, more work physically. The keke man, the okada man, the man that carries cement from trailer to a house, the man that push wheelbarrow in the market, the man that carry the cement, the man that push the blocks, the man. They are the lot of hard work. But that is the way the problem is. So they seem to think that if I work harder, I'll make more money. That is not true. Wealth never comes from physically hard work, but it comes from mental alignment. Alignment of thinking very well, having a clarity of what you want. Speaking, because that is where things are created in the mind. It takes form when you speak, and then, of course, manifest and take shape with your hands. So the invisible hands that produces gold, wealth, success, opportunities through this world does not respond to stress, struggle, toil, strife, but responds to the vibration of your thinking and because the words of your mouth and the actions you take with your hand. So you don't get wealth by doing certain things. We get wealth by doing things in a certain way. There's a certain way of doing things. So wealth is not external. Of course, it's from your internal. Wealth you cannot be getting from outside. You can only get it from inside. If you get things from outside, it cannot fulfill you. It cannot even be sustained. So the world welders are not always the hardest physical worker. but the one that who go through life with ease and move with alignment. So the poor people toil endlessly are still sinking lack, poverty, because wealth is a mental possession and not physical struggle. So we discuss so much that nature obeys the same law, that every seed produces its kind. You cannot force it to happen. You allow nature to take its course. So thought is a seed of your circumstances. Circumstances means the circle of where you are standing. That is circumstances. So where you are standing now, financially, emotionally, spiritually, are the product of your thought. Thought, of course, if you think of your own life, there are so many times you have worked so hard and doors seems to be closed. But since that you just know that you know this will work, and since you know it and you know it work and you take the right action, it manifests in your hand. So the fight itself is what keeps people poor. Trying to fight thinking that I'm going to go and fight to make money. No. So a clear mental picture of abundance impressed upon the substance that causes the manifestations in your hand. So we discuss so much that you no longer have to chase but radiate. You no longer have to beg but allow. You no longer say I want to go and work to earn money. You rather say I'm expressing the richness already embedded within me. So there's something already within you. So you have to see yourself as a channel, as a source of abundance, because God is a source and you are the resource. So that what led us to the first one, the secret of the law of of effortless wealth. That is also mentally create. I'll call use your mouth to take the form, speak into reality, and stand up with your hands. So, but we cannot keep talking about this law except we mention about God, the way God do, the way God created, because God actually created us in His image and likeness. So the first thing God created was the creation. He said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Let there be light, and there was light. Let there be firmament, there was firmament. Number two thing He created the creatures. Let me tell you about creatures. He said, "Let the earth bring forth its kind." Earth brought forth banana, pineapple. God spoke to the creation. The creation created the creatures. That's what happened. Let the water bring forth its kind. That's what God did in Genesis 1, verse 24. So God did something, of course, He created the creator. And He said, "Let us create man in our image and likeness." Turn our image, turn our likeness. So the image of God is natural. Image of God is natural. But likeness of God come through teaching. Turn our teaching. Turn our training. Turn our mentoring. Turn our coaching. So you must be trained for you to be like God as a creator. In fact, even when I told us that in Genesis 1, of course, verse 27, God created man. They're not created. So God creates man in his mind. Creation happens in the mind of a man. So, and then in Genesis 2, verse 7, God formed man. They're not formed out of the dust. This one happens in his hands. So why are people struggling? They want to engage. In fact, as he finished creating his mind, he spoke. He said, "Let us." That's where the thing started for me. He now went there. So you must act like God. So you are actually the architect of your success in life. So why are you waiting for not using to create your life you want? Because most of us have stayed so long with poverty, with lack, with sorrow. So it seems to forget our sense of identity because of problems that we are facing, like challenges. So it's abused our mind and led to have what they call identity crisis. So we went to talk about the second thing, which what we are still talking now, the thinking substance. The thinking substance. Of course, the true source of wealth. Whether someone is wealthy or poor is a product of his thought. It's not about the economy. It's not about your background. It's not about where you are coming from. Yes, we know that you may not born from a wealthy home, but we also know a wealthy home should come from you. That one we know for sure. So I know that you didn't create the circumstances, but you have the power to change it. You have the willingness to change it. You have the ability to change it. So before long, before coin was invented, before trade and barter was invented, before the bank system was invented, before any forms of exchange was invented, there exists a greater force, an invisible power which controls the universe. So thinking substance is not an idea, but it's a reality. That every tree, every thought, every human destiny arises from this unseen field called the thinking substance, the power of thought, the power of infinite intelligence. So the thought produces an image, substance in our mind, which takes form when we give instruction with our words of our mouth, and we take action to produce it with its equivalent with our hands. Every factory, every bridge, every industry, every shoe, every cloth was already created in the mind of the entrepreneur before you have it in the physical. This phone was already an idea in the mind of the entrepreneur. This marker was already an idea in the mind of the entrepreneur. This mic was already an idea in the mind of the entrepreneur. So what happened that we have a clear mental picture of what we want to create. And no matter how many times we try it, we don't change the fact that we must continue until we get the result that we see in our mind clearly. So we learn to, we have learned to chase things, and that's why by working so hard, chasing things and never gotten what they want. So the world has enslaved so many people with the industrial age revolution that you have to work for 10 hours and people still remain poor because they have empty pockets because they never know that thought are forms, vibrations are substance, consciousness of value that bring the cash that you ever want. So the machine, if you look at those machines in the factory, those that operate that machine, there's a brain behind the machine that people are operating today. So you yourself, you have to, poverty is not a condition of circumstances, but of awareness. And awareness is awareness. So if a man wants, you want to help a man, please, you have to give him knowledge because you don't build economy by natural resources. You build economy by mental resources. And that is why you have to understand that until the man is mentally liberated, mentally emancipated, you will not deliver that man. Give him all the money, give him all the connection. The day you stop it, then the day you start going down. So what is the essence of wealth where you cannot transfer? To manifest wealth, one must form a clear mental image or a desired outcomes and results you want. Not vague. It must be clear and express. So express gratitude constantly for God keeping in touch with the source, because when you think richly, you magnetize opportunity. When you believe, you command substance to obey. When you act with gratitude, you give the universe permission to deliver whatever you desire. We discussed so much yesterday, and we went to talk about struggling and yesterday we mentioned that money is not seduced by struggling, exhaustion, but actually by alignment. So we are never meant to fight, wrestle with this life. We are meant to collaborate with this life. So we drew a timetable of yesterday: creative value and competitive mind. So creative mind versus competitive mind. So we started discussing about it. The creative mind, of course, focus on fortune. A competitive mind focus on failure. A creative mind actually values the ability to create. A competitive mind values struggle. I struggle. What can't you see? I've been struggling. They came to put more value on struggling to get things done. It's not true. You are not meant to struggle. That wasn't the arrangement. The arrangement was that you act like God. Sit down and create what you want, and then speak it. Talk to people. They will laugh at you. But I tell them I'm a millionaire, I'm a success, I'm a president, CEO. They will laugh at you. That's what normally happens, because darkness will just think that light will not do anything. But when light shows, when light shines, darkness cannot comprehend. So take the action. A lot of people just fold their hands and they just want to do anything. They want miracles to happen. They pray for miracles. I tell you, God don't want to live by miracles. God wants to live by principles. Miracle is good. Supernatural laws, stopping natural laws, fine. But God doesn't. God is told you that as long as earth remaineth, seed time and harvest time will never cease. Light and dark, they will never cease, day and night. So God wants to understand the principles, the laws and rules that governs wealth. So you can actually walk in abundance. That even if you do not manifest wealth today, that you know this time is when you are doing the right thing in the right direction, because speed is useless without direction. Direction is useless without destination. So we need to continue and conclude this class today, because on Monday we have something very important for entrepreneurs. So the thinking substance, we have to establish some fact today. So they write it on your note very well. The disease of the mind is a mistake. The disease of the mind is a mistake of mankind to live in a competitive. The disease of the mind is a mistake for man. The disease of the mind is a mistake of a man to live with the consciousness of competition with others. That's the biggest disease of the mind. The disease of the mind is a mistake that man will live with the consciousness of competition with others. That is where the problem is. You cannot help that person. The disease of the mind is for man to live with competitive mind with others. So all his life is that A is getting, that's what I'm not getting. Why is my neighbor buying car, me I never buy? Well, I must buy my own car, my neighbor bought his own. So why are you competing with somebody? It will lead to anger, jealousy, strife, envy, bitterness of the mind. Because when you are focusing on others, you are not focused on yourself. Remember, you cannot go forward looking backward. It doesn't work. You enter gutter. You can move, but you enter gutter. So the real disease of the mind is a mistake for man to focus, to create this competitive mind, consciousness of the competitive mind with others. It's probably that someone is succeeding, that means I cannot succeed. That's what competitive mind does. But a creative mind is focusing on himself. Competitive mind focus on others. The only person you need to compete with is who you are yesterday. You want to compete with becoming the best version of yourself. So I read 2 pages of book yesterday. Today I should do 3. I washed 2 clothes yesterday. Today I should wash 3. I mentor 5 people yesterday. Today I should mentor 6, 7. So you should compete with only yourself. Once you lose sight from yourself for becoming better every day to others, because somebody else signing up you will not have. Okay, you have rearranged everything. Because this competition is a child of fear. That is what happened. And the fear is a signal that one has forgotten the truth, that he is the source, is the true source of wealth embedded in him. So don't doubt even when things are hard. The truth is that there is more than enough for everyone. Tell me what, there is more than enough for everyone. So this is the problem we have in the current economy. That in the modern world, nation competes for dominance, corporation competes for market, individual competes for recognition, validation for survival. Yet, in the endless chase, no one has ever truly wins because the vibration of competition is a separation in itself. Write this on very well. The vibration of competition, the vibration, the vibration of competition is separation in itself. Is separation. The vibration of competition with others is a separation in itself. So why would I be competing with someone else? That's his own season. Time and season happens to them all. So his season has come. For somebody said, if God do something for your neighbor, it means God is in your neighborhood. So you are the next. So don't compete with others because it will not allow you to be creative. The thinking substance cannot work because you will lose sight on your own giftings, ideas, talents, creativity. In fact, if your neighbor is doing better than you, anger, bitterness, jealousy, you are doing better than your neighbor, ego and pride. So the vibration of competition in itself is separation. That's what happens. So if you tell the universe that you are telling the universe that I believe in lack, but and so lack becomes a governing law of one's experience. So businesses collapse from greed, goals die, dreams die under the weight of envy, anger, bitterness. Men trample on each other because of this dominance. So they write it down. The creative mind knows no competition. Write it very, very well on your note. The creative mind knows no competition. The creative mind knows no competition. Alibaba, AliExpress, Dangote, Denuga, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates. Bill Gates can't do Microsoft. Mark Zuckerberg do social media. Of course, Alibaba came and did his own. So everybody just know that I must create something. So a creative mind knows no competition. You have been an empire, someone else can be his own empire, organization, industry, enterprise. It doesn't stop. But you see this thing where people say your neighbor do, you won't follow go do. You don't know the mind when you carry do that thing, that be the problem. That's why people start 10 businesses in January and never succeed in any of them. They hear crypto, they go. Crypto is good. They hear forex, they go. Forex is good. Poultry farm, they go. Recharge card, they go. Almost everything that involved, and they want to be everywhere. Of course, jack of all trade, master of none. So the creative mind knows no competition because it creates what it wants without taking away from others. Write it down because it creates what it wants without taking away from others. It creates what it wants without taking away from others. It creates what it wants without taking away from others. I know that all of us can actually be creating convert those ideas, thoughts, definition into tangible products or services. Because it creates what it wants without taking away from others. One day I was teaching about 7 logic of wealth education. So I mean, the first logic of wealth education was the logic. Now, what I mean logic? Logic means the arrangement of things to give you the outcomes. The fellow was the logic of wealth creation. So now wealth creation. The wealth creation, the logic of wealth creation, the logic of wealth creation is the first law. The logic of wealth creation states that everybody has wealth embedded in him in front of talent, giftings, ideas, creativities, innovation. So, of course, creativity. All of us have these ideas. So, all these things you see, all these ideas, all embedded in you, etc. So, these ideas embedded in you, these creative ideas, you need to convert it to value, turn of value. Convert it to value, either product or services. So all of us can actually convert the product or services or products and services. So we can actually convert all of them. So the next law was the law of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship says whatever you have created, you have confirmed from your mind. And maybe you go to a city, there is no water. You know, so I can supply bottled water, pure water, whatever system. So you're seeing a pressing need that it touches your heart. It fulfills you that made them have access to water. Then you go to a particular city, there is no barbing salon. The people travel far to cut their hair, no hair, so travel far. You can put one there. And this is because you want to solve a pressing need. I call it pain. Of course, the first one is PAIN, pain. The first one is problems. They're not problems. Look for problems for people. People have problems. The problem of needs for clothes, shoes, problems. They have needs to meet. The next one is aspiration. They're not aspiration. As people do have ideas, concepts, goals, dreams they want to fulfill. This is they cannot see, intangible. The idea is, of course, people have issues, they're not issues. People have needs, they're not needs. So people have problems, aspiration, issues, and needs. You can meet for anyway. You see pain, there's abundance, there's money. Once people are having passing through pain, just know that they have either they have problem, they have aspiration, they don't have to fulfill their goals and dreams. You can find a way, source for it. Anyway, you see people have issues, there is money. People have need, there is money. Why tell me that you don't have money? Don't look for pain. People are passing through pains. They have needs, they have issues, they have aspiration. Aspiration are the things you cannot see, intangible. Goals, ideas, success. They want to build factory, something that is in their mind. They don't have to bring it to reality. Have a good family, good home. Aspirations. But you see, problems are something that is affecting them personally. That is this personal issue. That is a personal thing. Issues are what's happening to everybody in the world. People are passing through one thing. I told you, either you are about to enter something, or you are already in something, or you are coming out of something. Something has happened to everybody. Yes or yes? Yes. All of us. Either you are coming out, you don't come out. Congratulations. Or you are in now. Nice. You don't do pata pata. Or you are about to enter into one thing. So all of us are passing through something. Either you have a problem of making money, or managing your money, or multiplying your money. Poor man point to make money. Poor man point to make money. You don't get money. You know what make money. Average man don't make money. He won't managing money. In point of managing. Wealthy man don't get plenty money. He won't multiply. They don't multiply. Because bicycle no get business for filling station. He no get business. Poor man problem no dey how to multiply, because in problem say he no even get the money. He no get them, so help him make the money. You need man wey don make money, help him manage the money, put in portfolio, investment strategy, put it for him, right? Treasury bills, bond. Everyone wey don get all those things, the teacher how to make more money, multiply his money. So you cannot be, if you don't have money, you are not thinking very well, so you are not thinking pain. Focus on pain, you know that there is abundance. Then abundance. People are willing to give you money when you help them solve their problems, help them achieve their aspiration, help them achieve their, of course, find solutions to their issues. So no solutions to issues, and then also you don't want the issues to be solved, and that is it. So you see, let me do that so you understand. Every problem look for solutions. So no solutions. Every issue want to be solved. So not solved. Every needs want to be met. So not met. Every aspiration wants arrangement. So arrangement. Just arrange it so they can have a business plan that can make your dreams a reality. It becomes. So the thing you need to understand is that the creative mind has no competition. He creates whatever he wants, and that's the truth. That's why we don't bother when our neighbor is succeeding, because we are busy on our own. We don't even have time to look at the neighbor, whether our neighbor is doing well or not. So the competitive mind imitates. Write it down your notes. The competitive mind imitates. Imitate. The competitive mind imitates. The competitive mind imitates. A here, T-S. The competitive mind imitates. If I need to even draw this board again. The competitive mind imitates, while the creative mind originates. The competitive mind imitates. The creative mind originates. Maybe I need to clean it again, so that maybe I'll have to draw that timetable again. But this one, a different one, so that it will make my job easy for me. So, sorry, I like to put my things in table. You know, men like to put their things in box. So they like to put their things in box. You know, so that we can be discussed. Competitive mind with others. So this one, of course, originates. This one imitates. The competitive mind, of course, expands the field. That means, and that one fights for position. This one expands the field. This one fights for position. Everything in my life now fight for position. So he always fighting. He fights for everything. Everything for life now fights. That's what you understand. So the vibration of the increase. So you rush to multiply. Ask yourself, do you feel joy when other people succeed, or you feel a stench of loss? So if you feel joy, you have a creative mind. Always feel that you are losing out when someone else succeeds. Okay, you have a competitive mind because there's abundance. Do you see wealth as a proof of abundance, or as evidence that your share has been taken? If you keep seeing wealth as a proof of abundance, you have a creative mind. But if you see wealth as your own share has been taken, you have a competitive mind, because nobody has actually indeed taking what was belonging to you. Because all the things that God wants to do with me and you are already embedded in us. I keep telling you every time that even though you are born naked, you are not born empty. There's something God, all of us, give things, ideas, talents, creativity, but you only to create. Right? If somebody go and get a job, and the purpose of getting that job is to work for money, the person has just forgotten his own creativity, because salary is a money you pay to somebody to forget about his dreams. So all your dreams cannot be a reality, because if I'm going to pay you 200k, 500k, I will use your time, energy, effort, intellect. So working is not bad, but don't work for money. Work for idea, relationship, concept, innovation. But working for money is a very bad idea. You know why? Money doesn't fulfill what it promises. The emptiness of money cannot explain. There are most of them that take home is not taking them home, because they misplace their priorities in life. That's why the whole job is man created. Man creates jobs. God creates work. Tell me work. It is man that creates job now. It is man that creates job. Job, just overbroke, journey of the borrowers. Name them, there are a lot of them. God never gave you job. God gave you work. That's why God gave you 5 dominion man. He said, a blessed man. He said, go and be fruitful. Be fruitful. Do multiply. Replenish, subdue, and have dominion. 5-fold Monday. Be fruitful, number 1. Do multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion. 5. So why are you not in your vineyard? Because you don't believe in yourself. You lost your sense of identity. Nobody has helped you to discover yourself. I'm not sure. You're so afraid to fail. You're afraid to take the risk. But risk takers are history makers. Action takers are money makers. If you don't take risk and action, you cannot be famous. And once you are not famous in this life, history will forget about you. So don't be afraid of taking risks. Tell me one neighbor, a child that is afraid to fall will never walk. Tell neighbor, he that has brain, sense is expected. So every time you resent someone else's success, you are reinforcing the idea that success is scarce. But anytime that there is no room for me, there is no room for me. But anytime you celebrate other people's success, you are feeling that there's abundance in life. Right now, very important. Competitive mind creates tension. Competitive mind creates tension. Tension. Competitive mind creates tension. That's the competitive mind. It creates tension. We believe that I don't have enough. That's what they believe. I don't have enough. I don't have enough. He has 2, but he needed 3. So you think that because of that 1 extra way you no get, I make it never succeed. I want to start a business with 2 million naira. I only have 100k. God, why me? Start with that one you have. You don't have any. So you think of wealth as money alone. No. The money is not the only thing to start wealth. You need social capital. I told something about money that time. The 5 forms of money. Cash is the lowest of them. So that is not the only thing you need. You need other capital. You need relationship. You need intellectual. There are other things to do with or without money. That's what even bring the money itself that you're looking for. So competitive mind creates tension all the time with the belief that I don't have enough. And since the intelligent substance mirror what you believe on the inside, it brings scarcity to that man in forms of lack. Tell no lack. Write it down. The competitive mind creates tension. Command. He believes that he doesn't have enough. And since the infinite intelligence mirror the dominant belief, since the infinite intelligence, mirror every dominant belief, it creates scarcity it creates a form of scarcity for him. Since the infinite intelligence mirrors every dominant belief, since the creative intelligence, infinite intelligence, okay, I said the competitive mind creates tension. With the belief I don't have enough. With the belief I don't have enough. Full stop. Since the infinite intelligence, or I can put there the thinking substance or infinite, they're saying the same thing. The thinking substance or infinite intelligence mirrors every dominant belief. Since it mirrors mirror, mirrors every dominant belief. Since the infinite intelligence mirrors every dominant belief, it creates scarcity in forms of substance to the person. So since the person is thinking I don't have enough, so the dominant belief creates scarcity for him. That makes him no lack, which leads to lack. This creates scarcity for him, which leads to lack and poverty. So since the dominant belief, infinite intelligence mirrors every dominant belief to create scarcity in forms of lack and poverty. That's what it does. So dominant belief creates scarcity in forms of lack and poverty. So what creates lack and poverty was his dominant thought, not the manifestation. The dominant thought is what creates your reality. If my dominant thought is that of gratefulness, I will talk about that shortly. Thankfulness, God, I thank you for the giftings I have. I have life. Life is wealth. Health is wealth. I have it. I can talk, I can eat, I can write, I can teach, I can impact, I can create. You're focusing on those things. Okay, it also creates the dominant thought, of course, bringing abundance your way. So the real manifestation of lack is that lack you see is the result. The real cause of lack, the real cause is not is the belief system. Because belief controls behavior. So I told you about we live in the world of cause and effect. Yes or yes? Yes. And we have to clean this again, which I didn't want to clean. So this is cause, this is an effect. So the real thing, this is an effect. The real cause is the belief system that leads to the behavior. The behavior, that is the lack. So the real cause is what somebody believes. What dominates his mind is that I don't have enough. I don't have enough. Enough. So that's what he's thinking. So what it brings is scarcity here. Which is it comes in forms of lack. In forms of lack. In forms of lack and poverty. So poverty is a result. Poverty is a result. This is the result of whatever happens to you. This is the result. This is the real thing that causes the internal factor. Internal is the external factor. So nothing just happens externally. External factor. Nothing just happens externally here. Without not happening internally. So you cannot change somebody's behavior. It's a change the believer. I cannot say except to teach him. You must teach him, coach him, mentor him. That's why I cannot teach a child who doesn't want to learn. You cannot teach a child who doesn't want to learn. So you teach him. And how do you teach a man? The person must be willing to participate. And the lowest form of participation is writing. It's not about writing. When you are writing, if your hand is affected, your eye, your brain, everything about it is affected. That is the way to transform yourself. You can transform yourself by getting involved. Of course, be part of a community that is talking about wealth, success, leverage, and create one. Be part of one and create one. That one you create is your own. That is the only that will give you fulfillment. In fact, that is why every man of the scriptures were men that mentors, have disciples. John the Baptist, disciple, Christ, disciple, all have disciples. So where are your disciples? Where are your seeds? So you are MD of the company. You should be able to have a succession plan, a legacy plan, someone to succeed. Who is your disciple? You are a church, you are a businessman. You probably call it disciple, mentee, or they are also student, teacher and student. Or they are also in the same thing. Teacher, student, mentor, mentee, the teacher, the disciples, all that. So you must be able to affect somebody's life personally. So that person will not believe, carry your philosophy or discipline. 5 of them, 6 of them, 7 of them. Tell your neighbor, I'm in charge. I'm in charge. That is called leverage. It's called true investment. True investment is investing in other people, not yourself. But once you keep focusing on yourself, it limits you a lot. So you see, that's the problem we have. People just keep focusing on this one is doing well, me, I'm not doing well. It's not true. There is so much abundance for everybody. So those who live in competition cut themselves off from the source of wealth because they are too busy fighting over fragments of what already exists instead of creating something new. Right? This was very important. The creative mind plays a different game entirely. The creative mind plays a different game entirely. The creative mind plays a different game entirely. I'll show you the game we play. And I want you to join us. The creative mind plays a different game entirely. Number one, it doesn't steal, but it conceives. It doesn't steal but conceive. So you should have to conceive an idea. Instead of to go and bother about somebody. Number two, the creative mind does not demand, it receives. It does not demand. It receives. So we conceive, we receive. So what are we receiving? Once you close, you say, God, I'm receiving the idea. I'm receiving a concept. How to make my life better. How to know that people better. How I can be a channel of blessing. A source of blessing to my generation. Not just a nation. I want to be hoping to have an impact that exists in this world. Use me as a vessel onto my channel. So we just focus on becoming a channel, a resource to become making life better for other people. But you see, competitive mind, they keep looking at people's and that's I don't have money, so I'm not doing something. No, there's a lot. It doesn't envy, it expands. It does not envy, it doesn't envy. It does not envy. It expands. Okay? So when you move from competitive mind to a creative mind, the universe stops mirroring your fear and begin to amplify your idea. That's how they work. That's how you see all these great men. Dangote, Elon Musk, of course, the White brothers, named all of us are succeeding at doing in the industry. Even go to the ministry. From Adaidebo here, Yodepo, Catholic priest, bishop, name them, all of them. they're focusing on their ministry. They just focus. They know they come up for that ministry, they focus on their ministry. But it's what the problem is that you can't be looking at other people's ministry and get your own better. Focus on your family, focus on your wife, focus on your husband, focus on your business, focus on your team, focus on people that you actually want them to make. But just wake up. Maybe something you need to do. Practically, this is January. Just go and say, this year, I will help 5 people make 1 million every month. Just have that idea in your mind. People who want to make million will attract to you. Just because you are thinking in a certain way. In fact, you'll be so surprised that people that are coming to me to say, "Sir, how can I make 1 million in a month?" You'll be so shocked. But the creative mind does not compete. The creative mind, of course, once we move from competitive mind to creative mind, the universe stops mirroring your fear and begins to amplify your idea. Write down your note, even though I say anything today. Once we move from competitive mind to creative mind, the universe stops mirroring our fear and begins to amplify our idea. Once we move from competitive mind to a creative mind, the universe stops mirroring our fear and begins to amplify our ideas. Why is your idea seems not to be working? Because you're still focusing on other people's own. Why not focus on your idea? Why not write and say people to help you on your idea? So once we stop focusing on once we move from competitive mind to a creative mind, the universe stops mirroring our fear and begins to amplify our idea. So once you stop competition to creation, that is the real work. Once you stop competition to creation, the universe stops mirroring your fear and begin to amplify your idea. Once we move from competitive mind to a creative mind, the universe stops mirroring our fear and begins to amplify our idea. So instead of us competing, why not ask yourself, if not say how can I beat people, I can say how can I become more? Not about people, not about competing with someone else, but how can you become more? Every inspired idea that saves lives multiplies and lives in that consciousness of increase. Think increase, speak increase, act in a way that everyone around you benefits from your idea. So write this down, very important. The creative mind is never anxious. The creative mind is never anxious because it trusts the power that works through him. The creative mind is never anxious. The creative mind is never anxious because it trusts the power that works through him. The creative mind is never anxious. And I understand what the Bible said, be anxious for nothing. In prayer, so you ask. Just ask, not to be anxious. The creative mind is never anxious because you trust the power that works through him. So because there's a way we believe that God is working through me to bless people, to bring products like marker, shoe, clothes. So because I'm thinking like that, whatever somebody is doing is not bothering me because I'm not bothered. I already know that we are building the largest, biggest entrepreneur business learning community in the world. So I already know that. So, and whenever you meet anybody that attended millionaire school for 3 months and the person speaks to you, you yourself, your burden will be lifted. You have peace of mind because you have read 2-3 books about wealth, success. You have really started understanding how life works. And he or she is already arranging things. So he's rising to help other people, right? Because we rise by raising others. Say no, we rise by raising others. He's more interested in making impact, more interested in making contribution. So whenever you envy, you contract. You contract the universe. Whenever you bless others, you expand the universe for blessing you. So when you compete, you block the flow. When you create, you open it wide. So to create is to agree with life. The power of infinite intelligence is actually the power of creation. That you focus more on your mental picture, on the words of your mouth, on the faith you have in your mind, and the words you do with your hands. So because when the vision is infinite, the universe has no choice but to obey. It's not about hard work. It's about seeing it clearer in your mind. So the universe is actually bringing the result you want to you. Okay, I think I've even done, this was another class for Monday. So on Monday. Okay, let me give you something to write as to round up this section. Very, very important. So writing down very important. It's not about working hard physically. It's not about working hard physically. It is about seeing it clearly in your mind. So it's not about physical hard work. So most of us wrote things that is not clear in our mind. That's where the problem is. It's not about working hard physically. It's seeing it clearly in our mind. So, it's just like, I'll give an example as we end up this class. A person that wants to mold a clay pot, he wants to mold a clay pot. He already have a mentor. He has sit down to imagine how that clay pot will be in his mind. And he carried the mold to start the molding it and the processes. If you mold it, it doesn't look like what he has in his mind. What do you think he will do? He will break it. Okay, like a tailor that wants to sew clothes. He sit down first to create how the picture of that clothes will be in his mind. So they even draw it. They draw it before they start measuring and cutting the clothes. Agree with me now? Yes or yes? Like you want to build a 2-bedroom flat, 3-bedroom duplex, 5-bedroom duplex. You sit down and say, I want to be a 2. Now look for architect. Share that idea with an architect. Sometimes even draw in a paper and get at it to go and put it in system 3D, whatever, whatever they used to, whatever what they call that thing, ArchiCAD or something like that. So whatever, and then bring and show you the plan. He say, no, I don't want to be like this, change like this. So it's transmitting your idea into paper before you now get a survey, get the test the soil, do everything before they go to site, structural engineering, all of the electrical engineering, before you go and break the ground. So they say you must create that picture, because if you don't get that picture, you see energy, challenges of life will come. Why people quit is not because it's hard, no, because I know for sure to be rich is hard, to be broke is hard. It's not hard. It's because they don't have a clear mental picture where they are going to. That is the problem. So any challenges looks big. You know, read the book that says Secrets of the Millionaire's Mind. That poor people, their problem is always bigger than them. That's the problem they have. Even by rich people, their problem is always smaller than them. Because you know why it's small? Because they have a clear mental picture where they are going to, what they want to achieve. I'm going to win this week now. I must win 10 souls. So no matter how rejection they do, learn from your brother, the Jehovah Witness people. Once they come out to preach for you, you don't enter their chance. If they come today, you know, great. Tomorrow they will come. They will come until you pursue them. You know what? You know, they have mentally created that they must talk to somebody. So no matter the rejection, will they stop? No. They know they stop. They never finally get the result. Yes. Be like Thomas Edison. You try to learn something, learn good things. Okay, you channel that thing now to wealth, abundance, love, peace. You self, go evangelism. Go evangelism. Just make sure you will win 5 souls to your church this Sunday. No stop. People don't find people need to go church. Plenty people don't need to go church. Plenty where need to go church. Some plenty don't even accept Christ. Some don't even know what in the Christ. They don't even know. But rather, you are so much afraid of rejection. Rejection is part of the process. And it's part of the process. Come out and come business. No matter the kind of business we do for this life, from doing poultry farm to fish farm to doing keke business, anything business you want to do, there are challenges involved. None of them is that challenge. None, not even one. So why are you quitting? Tell your neighbor. Temporary defeat is not a permanent failure. Don't make it be like a problem. Don't magnify your problem. Ignore it. Don't focus on it. Whatever you focus on, expand. And most importantly, as I round up my class this morning, never you say anything negative about yourself. You don't want to become true. Don't say I'm broke, I'm poor, don't say it to yourself. Tell your neighbor, never say anything negative about yourself. You don't want to become true. If you agree that with me, you also agree with me that your wife is yourself, your husband is yourself, your children is yourself. So don't say anything negative to your wife, to your husband. Don't say it to your children. So you believe that your children are yourself. Why do you cause them? Okay. You believe that your business idea is yourself because it came from you. Now you make the step. Why do you bless? You are saying that thing to yourself. So don't say it to yourself. You kiss it down, create an enterprise organization, idea, concept, but you can't talk bad. If you keep saying it, I told you something, that if you count 1 to 10 in your mind, and I say stop, what is your name? You stop counting in your mind, because once your mouth start talking, your mind shut down. So because there's a vein that moves from your mind to your brain, that once the mouth stop, once you want to speak, your body responds to what? Well, do it now. Let's try it. Count 1 to 10 in your mind. Don't count it out. Let's go. Stop. What is your name? Angela. Did you stop counting? Yes. If you mention your name, you stop counting. Agree with me now? Yes or yes? You didn't mention your name now. Let's do it again. Count 1 to 10 in your mind. When I hit the body, start. So 1 together, go. What is your name? Consultant. You stop counting your brain. Consultant, stop. So once you talk, your brain shut down. Tell me, my brain shut down. My brain shut down. And your body responds. So that's how life works. So online community, don't get involved in a business without a mentor. You know why? Mentorship is a legal shortcut to success. He that stands on the shoulder of mentor will see far. See you on Monday. See you at the top. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay.